Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. 皆さんようこそアサシンクリード3プレイしています。そして今はもっと船のミッションしましょう。But first, we are going to, I think, read some of our deficit, our accumulation of database entries. I'm pretty sure we're buried in these things again. Let's take a look. Oh yeah. Oh no, we're not. Wow. Trinity Church. It's unfortunate you're too late to see Trinity Church before it burned. Construction on a new church won't start until 1788. Trinity is a bit of an institution in New York, especially in the late 18th century. The church founded both the Trinity School and the King's College, which later became Columbia University's St. Paul's Chapel, is another offshoot of the church. You can't get a better indication of how loyalist New York was than that. It had two branches of the same Anglican church operating within blocks of one another. Captain William Kidd, yes, the famous pirate, lent some of his ship's equipment to build the original church. The one you see here burned, which was nice of him. Many people these days consider many pirates to have been rather progressive socialists with community-minded consciences, which I rather feel takes away from their mystique. It's like finding out Genghis Khan had solar panels. Anyway, Kidd had even reserved a pew here, though he left New York before he ever got to sit in it. The church building in modern-day New York is the third Trinity building. When it was finished in 1846, it was the tallest building in New York. Of course, it's at the corner of Wall Street, so you can imagine how tall it looks compared to the local skyscrapers, showing you who really has the influence now. Trinity School. The school opened in 1709 as a charity school, meaning it was free to attend and the students would have been from poorer families. At the time, most well-to-do children would have been educated at home. The school was originally in the bell tower of Trinity Church, but by the time you're seeing it, it's moved across the street. This is the only school that remained open during the British occupation of New York, possibly because it was endowed by Trinity Church, which was loyalist. Of course, Trinity also founded King's College, which was closed and used as military hospital, but universities are known liberal hotbeds. After the Revolutionary War, the government started to focus on free public education, and the city eventually stopped funding church schools, preferring to fund secular ones. Trinity School became a private preparatory school, which it still is. It's prestigious, expensive, and has been accepting students for 300 years. That's a long time. For the colonies. Of course, Eton was founded in England in 1440, that's 20 years before Ezio was born, and around 50 years before Columbus discovered in America that Etonians would enjoy a proud tradition of looking down on for centuries to come. Smallpox inoculation. Smallpox was one of the scourges of the 17th and 18th centuries. The list of symptoms is thoroughly pleasant. Large pustules all over your skin that are more or less guaranteed to scar, terrible fever, and vomiting. The disease is extinct now, aside from samples kept in laboratories. Yet another reason to be glad we live in this modern age. Inoculation for smallpox in America began sometime in the early 1720s in Boston, when a preacher named Cotton Mather found out about the idea from one of his slaves. The method was simple, if rather disgusting. You find someone who has a mild case of the disease, then grind up parts of their sores, put it under the skin of the person being inoculated, generally in a scratch between the thumb and forefinger. The second person would get a less severe form of the disease, and afterward would be immune for about 10 years. Statistically speaking, inoculation worked, but it wasn't without its drawbacks. Smallpox in any form was extremely dangerous, and people regularly died from being inoculated. Also, because inoculating people was essentially infecting them with the disease, there was always the chance that they could cause an outbreak, a case of the cure being worse than the disease. It wasn't until 1796 that a less dangerous form of vaccination was introduced. A British doctor, of course he was British, named Edward Jenner, discovered that being infected with cowpox, which was non-lethal, would give immunity to smallpox as well. Jenner had made this discovery by infecting a young boy with cowpox and then trying to infect him with smallpox. In the name of science, I'm sure the child would have been delighted to know. Given his methods, it's not surprising Jenner's findings were frowned upon by the medical establishment, and cowpox-based vaccinations didn't see wide use until sometime after 1800. Jamie Colley, born 1744. Jamie Colley is the son of a New York dock worker, James Colley. History doesn't recall the name of his mother, though the assassin records note she worked on a plantation in the southern colonies. As a boy, Colley spent 3 years as a student in the Trinity School, where he was reported to be a bright student, reading everything he could get his hands on. His instructors noted that he was destined for great things. I know you're wondering, yes, your school's permanent record really is that permanent. However, after that brief period, he disappears from the school's attendance rolls. My guess would be he left because he needed to start earning money. It seems Colley's prospects didn't much improve throughout his teenage years. I have records of him being fined for vagrancy several times, which is never the sign of a high flyer. After that, he worked doing odd jobs for various local businesses, finally ending up working as a local physician, where his intelligence was recognized as an asset. He worked for several years as the doctor's assistant, where he met Connor. Old Royal Exchange. This was the first covered market in New York. It started as a one-story building in 1675, but it was replaced with the building you see here in 1752. The lowest floor is for the market, and the second floor contains rooms that could be used for concerts, public meetings, and balls. Balls as in dances, not just a room full of balls. It's no accident that this building bears a resemblance to Faneuil Hall in Boston. It was common architecture for markets at the time. Private houses didn't have the space for large numbers of people, so these buildings combined open space for a market with closed-in space for the upper crust to have fancy parties. Of course, public rooms could be used by the rabble as well. The Sons of Liberty brought crowds here, notably to choose delegates for the Second Continental Congress. Technically, that was the New York Assembly's job, but they had refused to send anyone. After the Revolutionary War ended, this building was the first home of the Supreme Court. Its first session began on February 2nd, 1790. It didn't stay here for long, however, and moved to Philadelphia in 1791. USS Randolph. The USS Randolph is one of the first ships built for the Continental Navy. The Congress ordered its construction in December 1776. It's a 32-gun frigate with somewhat spotty history, and no, I don't just mean the fact that it was captained by a known Templar, Nicholas Biddle. The ship was finished in July of 1776, but Biddle didn't come aboard as captain until October. Even then, the ship suffered from a lack of experienced crew. It was eventually staffed by British sailors who had been imprisoned in Philadelphia. The Randolph finally set sail in February of 1777, only to end up in Charlestown in March, with its masts broken and its crew decimated by fever. What a rubbish trip! What's more, there'd also been a mutiny, which you should probably expect when you try to press British sailors into service of an enemy navy. It sort of goes against what they stand for. Repairs to the ship took longer than expected, since the masts were hit by lightning twice while construction was underway. After that, lightning rods were installed on the masts. You'd think they might have thought of that earlier, but to be fair, lightning rods were a relatively newfangled invention at the time. The Randolph didn't really begin its military career in earnest until it left Charlestown in August 1777, more than a year and a half after Congress ordered it built. Oh, we got more of these. Poor Richard's Almanac, 1733, Volume 1. Courteous Reader, I might in this place attempt to gain thy favor by declaring that I write almanacs with no other view than that of the public good. But in this I should be not sincere, and men are nowadays too wise to be deceived by pretenses, how specious soever. The plain truth of the matter is, I am excessive poor, and my wife, good woman, is, I tell her, excessive proud. She cannot bear, she says, to sit spinning in her shift of tow, while I do nothing but gaze at the stars, and has threatened more than once to burn all my books and rattling traps, as she calls my instruments, if I do not make some profitable use of them for the good of my family. The printer has offered me some considerable share of the profits, and I have thus begun to comply with my dame's desire. Indeed, this motive would have had force enough to have made me publish an almanac many years since, had it not been overpowered by my regard for my good friend and fellow student, Mr. Titan Leeds, whose interest I am extremely unwilling to hurt. But this obstacle, I am far from speaking it with pleasure, is soon to be removed, since inexorable death, who is never known to respect merit, has already prepared the mortal dart. The fatal sister has already extended her destroying shears, and that ingenious man must soon be taken from us. He dies, by my calculation made at this request, on October 17th, 1733, 3 hours 29 minutes p.m., at the very instant of the conjunction of Sol and Mercury. By his own calculation, he will survive till the 26th of the same month. This small difference between us we have disputed whenever we have met these 9 years past, but at length he is inclinable to agree with my judgment. Which of us is most exact? A little time will tell. Oh, which of us is most exact? A little time will now determine. As therefore these provinces may not longer expect to see any of his performances after this year, I think myself free to take up the task, and request a share of the public encouragement, which I am the more apt to hope for on this account, that the buyer of my almanac may consider himself not only as purchasing a useful utensil, but as performing an act of charity to its poor friend and servant, R. Saunders. Month of January has 31 days. More nice than wise. Old bachelor would have a wife that's wise, fair, rich, and young, for maiden for his bed. Not proud, not churchish, but of faultless size, a country housewife in the city bred. He's a nice fool, and long in vain hath stayed. He should bespeak her, there's none ready-made. Never pair the parson's wine, nor the baker's pudding. Oh, or spare it. Visits should be short, like a winter's day. Left your two... Visits should be short, like a winter's day, lest you're too troublesome hasten away. A house without women and firelight is like a body without soul or sprite. Kings and bears often worry their keepers. Month of February hath 28 days. NN of county, pray, don't be angry with poor Richard. Each age of men new fashions doth invent, things which are old, young men do not esteem. What pleased our fathers does not us content. What flourished then, we out of fashion deem. And that's the reason, as I understand, why Prodigus did sell his father's land. Light purse, heavy heart. He's a fool that makes his doctor his heir. Never take a wife, thou hast a house, and a fire to put her in. He's gone, and forgot nothing but to say farewell to his creditors. Love well, whip well. Month of March hath 31 days. My love and I for kisses played. She would keep stakes, and I was content. But when I won, she would be paid. This made me ask her what she meant. Quoth she, since you are in this wrangling vein, here, take your kisses, give me mine again. Let my respected friend J.G. accept this humble verse of me, viz. Ingenious, learned, envied youth. Go on as thou began, even thy enemies take pride, that thou art their countryman. Month of April hath 30 days. Fine Catherine to her husband kissed these words, Mine own sweet Will, how dearly I love thee. If true, quoth Will, the world no such affords, and that it's true I durst his warrant be, for never heard I of woman good or ill, but always loved best her own secret will. Beware of meat twice boiled, and an old friend reconciled, or an old foe. Great talkers, little doers. A rich rogue is like a fat hog, who never does good till as dead a log. Relation without friendship, friendship without power, power without will, will without effect, effect without profit, and profit without virtue are not worth a fartoo. Month of May hath 31 days. Mirth pleaseth some, to others 'tis offence. Some commend plain conceit, some profound sense. Some wish a witty jest, some dislike that, what? And most would have themselves they know not. Then he that would please all, and himself too, takes more in hand than is like to do. Eat to live, and not live to eat. March windy and April rainy maketh May the pleasantest month of any. The favor of the great is no inheritance. Fools make feasts, and wise men eat 'em. Beware of the young doctor and the old barber. He has changed his one-eyed horse for a blind one. The poor have little, beggars none. The rich too much, enough not one. Month of June hath 30 days. Observe the daily circle of the sun, and the short year of each revolving moon. By then thou shalt foresee the following day, nor shall a starry night thy hopes betray. When first the moon appears, if then she shrouds her silver crescent tipped with fable clouds, conclude she bodes a tempest on the main, and brews for fields impetuous floods of rain. After 3 days men grow weary of a wench, a guest, and weather rainy. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. The proof of gold is fire, the proof of woman, gold. The proof of a man, a woman. After feasts, the maker scratches his head. Oh, we got another Richard's Almanac, great. Poole Richard's Almanac, 1737, Volume 1. Preface. Courteous and kind reader, this is the 5th time I have appeared in public, chalking out the future year for my honest countrymen, and foretelling what shall, and what may not come to pass, in which I have the pleasure to find that I have given general satisfaction. Indeed, among the multitude of our astrological predictions, 'tis no wonder if some few fail, for without any defect in the art itself, 'tis well known that a small error, a single wrong figure overseen in a calculation, may occasion great mistakes. But, however, we almanac makers may miss it in other things. I believe it will be generally allowed that we always hit the day of the month, and that, I suppose, is esteemed one of the most useful things in an almanac. As to the weather, If I was to fall into the method my brother sometimes uses, and tell you, snow here or in New England, rain here or in South Carolina, cold to the northward, warm to the southward, and the like, whatever errors I might commit, I should be something more secure of not being detected in them. But I consider it will be of no service to anybody to know that weather is 1,000 miles off, and therefore I always set down positively what weather my reader will have, be he where he will at the time. We may modestly desire only the favorable allowance of a day or two before, and a day or two after the precise day against which the weather is set. And if it does not come to pass accordingly, let the fault be laid upon the printer, who, 'tis very like, may have transposed or misplaced it, perhaps for the conveniency of putting in his holidays, and since in spite of all I can say, people will give him great part of the credit of making my almanacs. 'Tis but reasonable he should take some of the share of the blame. I must not here omit to thank the public for the gracious and kind encouragement they have hitherto given me. But if the generous purchaser of my labors could see how often his 5 pence helps to fight the comfortable fire, line the pot, fill the cup, and make glad the heart of a poor man and an honest good old woman, he would not think his money ill laid out, though the almanac of his friend and servant, R. Saunders. Were 1/2 blank paper. Rattlesnake Herb. The Indians long made a secret of the herb they used in curing the bite of that venomous reptile, a rattlesnake. I hope it will be an acceptable service to these parts of the world if I make it public by the following description with a figure of a leaf on it. The top and branches of the plant are thick set with small yellow flowers in August and September. It is a species of goldenrod, known from the other sorts by the smoothness of a leaf, and its pungent taste, and occasioning, when chewed and swallowed, on a small stoppage of the breath and contraction in the throat. And the stalk, which is in some places less than a yard in height, when at full growth, in others more, is of a dull purple color, and smooth and covered with a fine blue dust, like that on many of the English plums. It grows in most woodlands, but under the shade of trees is seldom rank or large, or with more than 1, 2, or 3 stalks. It is also found on the banks of dry ditches, and sometimes in them in large hedgerows, but it is most luxuriant near run-sides, if the soil be rich and not too moist nor too much shaded. The root continues over the winter, and if set in a good garden will send forth, in the 2nd or 3rd year, at least 50 stalks. The Indians use it variously. Sometimes they bruise it between stones, and sometimes chew it and spit it in the patient's mouth. Some lay it to the wound, others about the wound, some they boil and give it to the water to drink, washing the wound with it likewise. But always some of it is to be swallowed, either with the spittle or with water. Hints for those that would be rich. The use of money is all the advantage there is in having money. For £6 a year you may have use of £100 if you are a man of known prudence and honesty. He that spends a groat a day idly spends idly above £6 a year, which is the price of using £100. He that wastes idly a groat's worth of his time per day, one day with another, wastes the privilege of using £100 each day. He that idly loses 5 shillings worth of time loses 5 shillings, and might as well prudently throw 5 shillings into the river. He that loses 5 shillings not only loses that sum, but all the other advantage that might be made by turning it in dealing, which by the time a young man becomes old amounts to a comfortable bag of money. Again, he that sells upon credit asks a price for what he sells equivalent to the principal and interest of his money for the time he is like to be kept out of it. Therefore, he that buys upon credit pays interest for what he buys, and he that pays ready money might let that money out to use, so that he that possesses anything he has bought pays interest for the use of it. Consider then, when you are tempted to buy any unnecessary household stuff or any superfluous thing, whether you will be willing to pay interest, and interest upon interest for it as long as you live, and more if it grows worse by using. Yet in buying goods 'tis best to pay ready money, because he that sells upon credit expects to lose 5% by bad debts. Therefore he charges on all he sells upon credit an advance that shall make up that deficiency. Those who pay for what they buy upon credit pay their share of this advance. He that pays ready money escapes, or may escape, that charge, A penny is saved, is 2 pence clear. A pin a day is a groat a year. Save and have. Every little makes a mickle. Month of January hath 31 days. God offered to the Jews salvation, and 'twas refused by half the nation. Thus, though 'tis life's great preservation, many oppose inoculation. We're told by one of the black robe, the devil inoculated Job. Suppose 'tis true what he does tell. Pray, neighbors, did not Job do well? The greatest monarch on the proudest throne is obliged to sit upon his own arse. The masterpiece of man is to live to the purpose. He that steals the old man's supper does him no wrong. Month of February hath 28 days. The Thracian infant entering into life, both parents mourn for, both receive with grief. The Thracian infant snatched by death away, both parents to the grave with joy convey. This Greece and Rome you do with derision view. This is mere Thracian ignorance to you. But if you weigh the custom you despise, this Thracian ignorance may teach you wise. A countryman between two lawyers is like a fish between two cats. He that can take rest is greater than he that can take cities. The miser's cheese is wholesomest. Month of March hath 31 days. Doris, a widow past her prime, her spouse long dead, her wailing doubles. Her real griefs increase by time. What might abate improves her troubles. Those pangs her prudent hope suppressed, impatient now she cannot smother. How should the helpless woman rest? One's gone, nor can she get another. Love and lordship hate companions. The nearest way to come at glory is to do that for conscience which we do for glory. There is much money given to be laughed at, though at the purchasers do not know it. Witness A's fine horse and B's fine house. Month of April hath 30 days. A nymph and a swain to Apollo once prayed. The swain had been jilted, the nymph had been betrayed. They came for to try if his oracle knew ever a nymph that was chaste, or a swain that was true. Apollo stood mute, and like to have been posed. At length he thus sagely the question disclosed. He alone may be true in whom none will confide, and the nymph may be chaste that has never been tried. He that can compose himself is wiser than he that composes books. Poor Dick eats like a well man, and drinks like a sick. After crosses and losses, then grow humbler and wiser. Love, cough, and a smoke can't be well hid. Month of May hath 31 days. Rich gripe does all his thoughts and cunning bend, to increase that wealth he wants the soul spend. Poor shifter does not his whole contrivance set, to spend that wealth he wants the sense to get. How happy would appear to each his fate, had gripe his humor or his gripe's estate. Kind fate and fortune blend 'em if you can, and two wretches make one happy man. Well done is better than well said. Fine linen, girls, and gold so bright. Choose not to take by candlelight. He that can travel well afoot keeps a good horse. There are no ugly loves, nor handsome prisons. No better relation than a prudent and faithful friend. Month of June hath 30 days. Boy, bring a bowl of china here. Fill it with water cool and clear. Decanter with Jamaica right, and spoon of silver clean and bright. Sugar twice fined and pieces cut. Knife, sieve, and glass in order put. Bring forth the fragrant fruit, and then we're happy till the clock strikes 10. A traveler should have a hog's nose, deer's legs, and an ass's back. At the working man's house no hunger looks in, but dares not enter. A good lawyer, a bad neighbor. That one, obviously, as always, when narrating something, the views and opinions expressed in the in the work that I'm narrating do not necessarily express the views and opinions of the Voice of Nick or any of its subsidiaries. But the part about the finances was actually really shrewd financial advice, which is the idea of opportunity cost, aka he's talking about the idea that if you spend $5, or especially if you waste $5, not only are you wasting $5, you're also wasting the money that you could have gotten from investing the $5. So you're technically wasting, let's say if you would have made twice the profit, no way you would make that, but you would potentially be wasting $10 by spending $5. And also, if you waste 5 hours, if you could have made, $1 an hour or whatever in this time era, then you are similarly wasting $5 because you're wasting the money that could have come from the 5 hours. That's a very shrewd piece of financial advice. But yeah, they unfortunately use some very dated terms for indigenous peoples and stuff like that. And of course, that is the views and opinions of 1737 Ben Franklin, not of me, who is narrating the content. It's really cool that they include this stuff, though, and I enjoy these a lot. There's some very fun limericks and stuff in there, or whatever you call those. Welcome Gaming Hour to the show. Welcome Azure Tundra to the show. We are playing Assassin's Creed 3, and we just finished reading, as you probably saw, a whole bunch of database content. Azure saying, "Oh, your daughter's in Texas. Oh, cool. In San Antonio." I think Goonie is in San Antonio, right? Gaming Hour, what part of Texas are you in? I don't know that I remember what specific place of Texas you are currently residing. Okay, so we can do this and clear out the entire zone, or we can do... We didn't do any of these trinket missions, but let's do this first. Secure the trade route once and for all. As you're saying, she's doing a refresher on field training, triage intense if you're out in the field in battle, and had boot camp there. Oh, wow. Is San Antonio... San Antonio is where... Actually, I know that's where the Alamo was, right? So that there probably is some military stuff there. I just watched the Davy Crockett movie from the 1950s with Fess Parker. Davy Crockett's great, by the way. Uh-oh. I think we hit something, Captain. Ah. Come on. Somebody's ramming us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get him, get him, get him! Oh yeah. Oh, he's still alive. Well, we'll fix that. That's it. I do believe we took down every single ship. That was pretty good, if I do say so. Oh, give me another thing, Fort Worth. Oh, okay. There's a few bases there. As they were saying, did that almanac mention that it's written by Ben Franklin since 1732 for 25 years? No, he unfortunately failed to mention that part. Yeah, I forget why he did it under a pseudonym. Probably so that nobody could hold him accountable for the stuff that he was writing in there. I like the part where, the aspect of this game where you're just chasing the pages of the almanac. That's a real fun aspect of this. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Before we send out for a ship mission, we'll go back and we're going to do this. Send out our assassins. I always forget to do this. New Jersey's done. Maryland. A quiet task. The delegates of the Maryland Congress are at it again. A consensus must be reached if they are to remain a state. Quietly help the congressmen come to a resolution. Confusion at Ramsers Mill. Two militias are set to clash in Ramsers Mill, North Carolina. Neither side has been ordered by Patriot or British command. Brothers, neighbors, and friends will kill each other in the name of liberty. Get there immediately and convince one of the sides to retreat and minimize needless casualties. Oh, not that guy. Wait. The last one, what could we even send? That's a 3-star. Everything else is 3 stars. Oh wait, this, I guess we could just do this again. What's the percentage chance of this? Oh, 85. That's not bad. I thought it was a lot worse than that. The powder alarms. The people around Boston have caught wind of the brewing hostilities and have mobilized themselves. They're raiding powder stores and stockpiling their stores in turn. Listen to what the people are saying and locate all the secret magazines. Gaming Hour saying, Baton Thusen finally released a trailer. Oh, the White Dragon. Oh, cool. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you'll probably be in the credits then if you backed it. Good stuff. All right, let's finally do one of these dead men's chests. Brave the perilous cliffs to recover kid's map. Oh, you know what? We did one of these, but we should do more of them. 今回は、多分建物を登る。
Ship's graveyard's just around the point. Can't miss it. The men say Abel Owens was aboard one of the doomed vessels. If it's true, you'll find what's left of him here. Scavengers love the graveyard, so be on your guard.
Oh, so it might not be a building, but rather rogues.
If Abel Owens' ship wrecked around here, they must have been looking for something themselves. Another ship. Scavengers.
Put that down.
Piss off! I found it! 'Tis mine!
Stop!
Leave me be! I found it!
What you carry is mine!
Nice try!
Not that easy.
It's not yours! Leave me alone!
There.
Why are you taking me? I've done nothing wrong!
Stop and give me what I came for!
What's mine is mine, rascal.
Hand it over!
Sorry, mate. Looks like you lost this treasure hunt.
Gone. Near the wolves' abode.
That was a really well done sequence. Short but sweet. The Ghost War, Act 1. Track down and sink the Windermere and its fleet. As they're saying, said it was to promote his printing business. The start of a content creator. Yeah, Franklin, the original influencer. Crap, I think we need to... It looks like this island is not, like, on the map. I must have missed something because I'm going all the way around this island. It was probably right there at the first part. Let's try and cut in. The mini-map on the bottom is totally not indicative of the actual island. Alright, we gotta go all the way around again in order to get back where we want to go. We are getting pelted by winds. We can confirm the wind turbine is not on that side of the island, at least. Now this is sort of where we started. So let's just go straight towards the objective marker. This is where it started us, right here. We were about to crash into these rocks, so I got out of the way of them, but maybe they wanted us to go between them. It was literally like 2 seconds into the mission it would have been, but it took us like 5 straight minutes. Ah. Can't see a damn thing in front of this mast. Why don't they put the captain's thing at the front? I can't see where I'm going. See, these old shipwrights don't know what they're doing. I could build a better ship. Oh. Uh-oh. That was a nice 3-for-1 deal. Good. As you're saying, amazing that you're past the 1000th episode of Duolingo. Can't wait till you stream from Japan. Yeah, I didn't really expect I would last for 1,000 days in a row either. I thought I would mess up the streak at least, if not just give up entirely. But I'm glad I stuck with it. It's definitely been pretty cool. If you haven't noticed as well, a fun new feature of the streams is that they're actually all now tagged with the English/Japanese thing at the beginning of the title, in the sense that like it's actually marked through the Twitch backend. It's marked as a Japanese language speaking stream. So people, Japanese language speaking people have come in and just like spoken Japanese in the chat, and like I've been able to read and interact with them and stuff, and that's been pretty fun. That's like a pretty tangible benefit of having learned, so I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, of course, next time I go to Japan and stream it, that'll be a lot of fun as well. But who knows when that'll be. They just closed their borders even more, even though they were already closed. So I don't see that happening anytime soon, but I certainly look forward to it. Scuttle the Leviathan, which is carrying an important Templar emissary. As they're saying, do those big old ships really move around that fast? Yeah, they're pretty, we did get a movement upgrade, but it's still pretty ridiculous. I like it though. Who needs realism when you can make it more fun? Hit him with something, come on. Uh-oh. We took some major damage right there. I think we ran out of ammo, which I didn't even think was possible. Oh, that's not gonna work. I don't think we can shoot through the waves. Why are my shots not hitting anything? There we go. Although that was my fault that it didn't hit anything. Magare! Alright, he's trying to circle us that way, so let's turn the other way. I wonder when the next story ship mission would be. As you're saying, I've seen you converse with Japanese speaking people in chat. Must be so fun. It's definitely rewarding, I guess is what I would call it. It's cool. It's a cool thing. Because, yeah, when you're marked as a Japanese language stream, then you show up at the top of any person who's watching who speaks the Japanese language, like out of all the streams that are going. Which I think is cool, because my phone is set to Japanese, and like when I look for streams, only Japanese-speaking ones are at the top, which I didn't realize. I don't think they had that feature until recently. Gaming Hour saying you saw some parts of the VGA. Yeah, I bet you're excited for the Quantic Dream. Quantic Dream is doing that Star Wars game. I didn't see anything about it, but I saw that they are doing one, which it's a good matchup. Quantic Dream has been doing some good work lately. Destroy the British privateers scouting the trade route. I can't see what color it is. I'm not sure if the swivel gun will damage them at all if it's not targeting something. Like, you would think it would do some, like, 1% damage, but I'm not sure that it does. I think if it doesn't hit a red spot, it just doesn't do anything. Oh, we missed the entire thing on that. Wow, these guys are pretty smart about their shots. I wonder how that Ubisoft pirate game was. I never played it. The one where you're doing this in multiplayer setting. Oh, Jesus, you can't turn fast enough. All right. Is there saying, have you joined any Discords that focus on Japanese learning and chatting practice? No, I'm not really a big join Discords person. I don't know, I don't really engage with any apps that require me to be able to respond at any time. On my phone for the last like 2 years, I've actually had it so that I don't receive any notifications of any kind from any app unless it's a text message from a person that is like marked as a priority, so that I don't like, because it just it messes up my concentration where it's like I can't focus on what I'm doing if I'm getting pinged every 5 seconds with like somebody liked my post or whatever, or person in Discord's doing X, Y, or Z. Like I literally get notified about nothing now, which is really good for peace of mind. But yeah, I'm not a big Discord person, but I do use italki every week for chatting. Yeah, I'm not big on like practicing or like studying. Like I do Duolingo, but other than that, I just talk to people on italki about like have like regular conversations. Like there's no like study aspect. Like I don't bring like a textbook or like ask them questions about how to say this or that. I just like talk and I try to learn through experience, you know. That's helped me a lot, I guess. Respond to the Independence's distress call.
Eyes forward, off the prow. Full sail. Take them all. Full sail.
Whoa, what did I hit? A tiny little rock. Oh, come on. Ah, come on. I think we're gonna mess this one up. It's because the Independence is moving on its own. Almost like it has independence. Who would have thought? That's it. Nice broadside. Oh, see, they knew we were gonna let it take a lot of damage. It says, limit ally health loss to less than 75%. So they knew that thing was gonna be getting hit. I don't know why, if he was trying to get protected, why would he would go straight towards the enemy ships? It's like he was trying to get knocked down. Game Hour saying, I'm excited to see what Quantic Dream does with Star Wars. So we're excited for a new Star Trek game. I didn't know they were doing a Star Trek game. From what I understand, it's being done by vets of Telltale. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if it's it's not the guys who did Firewatch. The Chris Remo and Jake Rodkin and Sean, the guys from Idle Thumbs. Those guys are incredible, and the Idle Thumbs podcast is one of the best podcasts about video games, in my opinion, ever created. Let's see who's doing it. Star Trek Resurgence. Dramatic Labs. About Kevin Bruner, No, it's not those guys, but if they're from Telltale, that's really cool. I wonder if it'll be a Telltale-style game. Choose players to make similar tough choices to that Star Trek heroes have been forced to contend with. Sounds like it. Yeah, that's great for Star Trek. Because the thing about Star Trek is that the interesting part of Star Trek is not the action. You know, there is action, and it's interesting, but the draw of Star Trek is the interactions. You know, like Mass Effect style stuff. So the idea of doing a game that is based on choices and stuff is, I think, a way better way to approach Star Trek than something that's like action focused. French involvement. Find La Belladonna and escort it back to America. As you're saying, oh Nick, you're such a Nick. Yeah, that is a pretty Nick thing to do, the turn off notifications thing. I recommend it though if you ever want to get a little stress off the old noodle. FOMO is not in your vocab. Yeah, it was tough at first, but now I guess, yeah, I'm just used to it.
Our charge captain, the Belladonna, under Rodrigo Talis and Company. She appears Spanish for all intents and purposes, but rest assured she's a French vessel.
French are bringing in a boatload of powder and guns for old Georgie and his patriots. Some colonial boats were supposed to escort her up the coast, but they left her behind. She's been waiting ever since.
We will make sure Washington gets what he is expecting.
Where is le capitaine?
I am the captain.
You are late!
We came as quickly as the wind allowed.
Too slow!
What happened to your escort?
Le Randolph started with us, then departed without warning. Typique! This is why le lieutenant insisted I come aboard. Partons!
We'll go when we're good and bloody ready.
What?
The Atlantic is a dangerous place for a lone ship, especially one laden with such desirable stock. You must be glad to see us.
Boss, it is hot here. My lieutenant is not excited for the cold of the north.
Is this man being serious?
Keep a sharp eye, Mr. Faulkner. Anybody searching for the Belladonna could be upon us in an instant with this fog.
Aye, Captain. I've got a monkey's fist in me gut.
Uh-oh.
English are on us, Captain!
Ah! The power of the French Navy is clear!
They picked the wrong ship to pirate. Why in God's name are the English here in such force?
I do not know, but we must get the Belladonna out of this fog.
Another wreck for the deep.
Oh, they spawned out of the ocean. It's like Davy Jones's ship. Oh my God. We need the organ. What are we afraid of? The fear of death. Where's Bill Nye when you need him? Oh my God. Hold on, my phone's messed up. Alright, we gotta gain on this guy a little bit. Come on, Belladonna. Leave some action for us. We're gonna be sniping this thing from here. Oh, a direct hit.
Come on, come on! We're waiting for it!
Why are there so many?
It does not matter. We fight.
Enjoy them!
Aye, we're sitting ducks on the pond in this soup, and you can be sure they've more on the way.
But what can we do?
Naught but pray they don't find us again.
Come one, come all! We're waiting for you!
Uh-oh. Did we hit the belladonna? I feel like we just missed it.
Keep the guns off the Bella, sir!
Damn, just missed. Oh, come on!
We must protect her!
Uh-oh.
Man of war! Won't you? The Belladonna's main mast is down, Captain! We must stay close to her!
Bloody hell! Pummel that Leviathan!
No! We board her. I must know how the English knew about the Belladonna. We take her a prize, men!
Board her? And you move!
Oh man, that missed the entire damn thing.
We did not even need your assistance, it seems.
Alright, we gotta circle around this guy.
Do your job, Captain! Defend la Belladonna!
Oh my god. He's still attacking the belladonna. Oh jeez. Come on. Oh jeez. That's it.
Man the swivels! Cover from the quarterdeck!
Secure the aft line! Tie off the bow!
Holy crap. Ah! What are you doing, Connor? What was that? He must have gotten hit by the fire even though he wasn't standing on it. That was a real buzzkill, that moment. Maybe on the left side here? Oh, jeez. Give it a wide berth, that fire. Where the heck? Oh! Ugh! He juked us.
How does the British command know about the Belladonna?
British command knows nothing of this.
Then how are you here?
We were led here by a patriot, Nicholas Biddle.
Who does Biddle work for?
Oh, I think you know. Assassin.
What did the captain tell you?
Nicholas Biddle led them here. He said... The Randolph.
The Randolph? Beat to quarters!
Belay that order! He is putting us to his rudder. We cannot leave the Belladonna undefended.
But sir!
She is incapacitated and vulnerable. Let him go. We will see each other again soon.
That was a really cool mission. These story ship missions are, like, very well done. Boarding an enemy ship is like, it's like the kid version of me, dream come true. You're saying I would only be able to work those guns only if I had a good swig of alcohol. Yeah, it's sort of like intoxication's like a requirement for pirates doing their jobs. It's a wonder they could do anything. Climb those giant masthead things without falling down. Okay, so we don't want to do every single ship mission all at once. I think we should probably let's go back to home base now. We'll sort of cool it on the ship missions for a little bit. Game and I were saying I set a focus mode from 3 a.m. to noon, and then when you're at work, 3 to 11. Yeah, that's good. I like the focus thing that they have on. Are you on iPhone? They have that in the last couple of updates. Those custom modes. I haven't really messed with them that much, but they seem really good. Where you can like set people who can get through the blockade and all that stuff. Okay, all the convoys are back. So let's buy two. I guess we'll just buy all of these. We're gonna need 30 plus 24, so there's not enough of those to sell really. I guess we could buy gold ore. We're gonna want to sell yeah, none of this stuff is really worth a damn. Yeah, I guess gold ore. And for this we would need what, like, actually we should prioritize the gold ore. What else? Nothing. And we could get rid of some of our stockpiles. So for the naval convoy, we're gonna send all beaver pelts. So glad we can finally do it this way. Okay, so this guy gives us 832 and it's 5% risk. 5. So we send to the 832 guy then. 83. That's crazy. That's awesome. Okay. Now, if we send gold ore, who gives us... See, that it's just so... It doesn't give us any worthwhile amount of money. So we're going to send all our most profitable things by ship. Which, if we were on top of it and we were re-upping this every single time the ships came back, this would actually be worse because they can't send out as fast. But because we kind of like do it only every once in a while, it still works out. So yeah, this guy will send. Oh God, it's so not even worth even bothering to send some of this stuff. 560 is like, man. Ugh. So we're making 8,000 on this and 900 on this. It's like, you might as well not even send it. So now we can fast travel actually directly to another zone. So Boston we're done with for now. And I don't think this shows actual missions that are available. It only shows landmarks. Yeah, because this doesn't show anything either. So that's kind of a bummer because we don't know if there's something in Boston that we want. Or the frontier. We should probably check the frontier. Alright, let's just send out to the frontier right now and see what it does. There's probably at least one. No, there's not. No homestead missions. There's more hunting society stuff. But we're not going to do that now. Let's go to Boston. I think we're done with Boston because we just did that recently, so it would be a surprise if there's like more stuff so soon. The flowing cloth while he's running is a pretty nice looking effect. It looks a little strange when he like jumps really fast or something, but it's an impressive technical feat. Yeah, Boston's also got nothing for us. I mean, we could get like one treasure chest. Actually, we might as well, because I think that's the only treasure chest left in Boston. Yeah, it's right next to the fast travel spot too, which is good. Alright, and maybe we could buy an outfit at one of these stores next time we fast travel. For New York, we would like to liberate some of these zones. Uh-oh. Get unarmed. Like, I don't want to be killing these patriots. Wait, why is he using an axe? Hold on. Drop the axe. See, it won't let me, the bummer about these gun counters is that if you're not near anyone when they're shooting, you're just gonna automatically get hit. Because you can't hold anybody as a human shield. You would think there would be some kind of other, like right there, some kind of other option for the guns. So the chest is down here, which means I probably could have... No, you know what? They spotted me as soon as I walked in. I couldn't have gotten past them. Unless I had known to like come in on the other side or something. So we got all the chests in Boston South, but I think we also got all the chests. I don't see any more on the map. So now, we go to New York. And let's start ourselves here, because there's like not a lot going on. We haven't discovered these zones. Wow, we're zooming around. Connor's really a jet setter now. Got himself a private plane. He doesn't have to worry about anything. So the quest, whatever it is... Why is there a green quest sitting there? I don't know. First we'll do this, I guess. And then we'll go back for this. What is that objective on the map? That's not the quest. It's something else. Ah, you can't jump there. Can I jump up this? If it's that easy to enter, it's probably also that easy to exit. If only these prisoners knew how to do parkour.
If you could spare a bite for us, we...
Oh, okay.
Anything. We'll take these two, chase us and beat us when they can. You can throw them away. We could take just enough to fill our bellies for the night. Still too close, mister. Throw 'em.
Hey, where are you going?
Thanks, mister.
Welcome. Oh, so we gotta get this page now. See, he gets stuck on the windows all the time. Now he's stuck inside of the platform, which is obviously less than ideal, let's say. Oh, so we got a full Poor Richard's Almanac again. Great. We're really racking these things up. I like that they kind of got rid of the idea that was in the first few Assassin's games where, like, even just climbing at all was a suspicious activity. Like, it still makes more logical sense that it would be suspicious, but it just wasn't really, it didn't serve the gameplay. It decreased the amount of fun that it was to climb, because you always had to make sure that nobody was looking. So I like that they changed that. Okay, so we have a decent amount of missions here. We unlocked a new settlement mission. That's cool. Try to do the almanac if we can. Alright, I see the hay bale. Got him. That's good. Now we're right next to this. Uh-oh. Oh, we're in trouble now. What target? What target? We don't have a target. We're not on a mission. that's the thing, is that this, whatever this green thing is, the game really wants us to do it. So let's go see what this is. Ah! Why didn't he go under the fence? He won't go under the fence. Alright, whatever. So the quest is right over here. Damn it. Oh, this was a well, but we can't go in there now. Come on. There you go. So let's go do this. Hooray. Game Hour saying it's 4 a.m. I'm off to bed. Need to get up, do some Christmas shopping. Oh yeah, I gotta do that too. Have a good night, Game Hour. Thanks for joining the show.
A woman and a... Oh, no. Not you.
See, that's what he was supposed to do under the fence. Okay, so now we return this up to Ellen. So we, the game was just saying, I guess it thought because we took on that mission while we were at the homestead, that we were trying to do that immediately. This exclamation point makes me think that this is the homestead mission for Ellen, so let's just do that real quick. Is the mission in here?
So, what will you be needing?
Oh, this is where we buy the tools for the guy. Citizen mission items, that's what that was. Ebony hammer handle, hardened steel hammer head. This durable wooden hammer handle is made from pure ebony. Its balanced handle and perfect grip make it a pleasure to use. This hardened steel hammerhead will allow you to work even the hardest metal, an essential tool for the professional blacksmith. Let's buy ourselves some new clothes while we're at it. The Philadelphia outfit. Pretty cool. So now we have every outfit because we don't go any further down than this. I guess we might as well buy all the maps too, I don't know. I don't really want the feathers, but it's just something to buy. The Duckfoot pistol. Pitcairn Putnam pistols. This pair of Scottish ram's head butted pistols is an exact copy of the ones found at Lexington. They bear the coat of arms of the Crosby family, although it's believed the original pistols have belonged to Major John Pitcairn, who lost them when his horse was shot from under him in the heat of battle. They were taken later to give to General Israel Putnam. So those we don't want. These are all, can't get those. Duckfoot we'll get some other time. Hessian axe. These aren't really very good though. Oh, this is an Ubisoft Club thing? Okay, then we're not going to use it. This goosewing broadaxe was definitely intended both for felling and hewing. This dual purpose explains why the curved blade and heavy head... Oh wait, there was more text. While some frontiersmen are strong enough to wield it with a single hand, its unbalanced weight means it usually is used dual-handed. This compact axe was intended to serve as a multi-purpose tool on board ships of any size. The axe is sharp enough to go through many layers of clothes, flesh, and bones, while the hook at the other end helps to quickly remove wreckage and other burning hot shots from the deck. Made of flint, the grooves on this dagger's blade show how its edges were sharpened for a very effective cut, though less precise than steel. The handle is made of wood, which creates a very light weapon. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the stats of our weapons are, because like it's not like we're going to lose because of the weapons. These are all going. Got our new costume. Is there saying, did you finish all the Witcher episodes? No, I never finished it. I only have seen the first 4 still. Yeah, I've been watching the Beatles documentary, though, which is really just incredible. The Peter Jackson's thing on Disney+. So that's my current television obsession, I guess. Ladies and gents, that's going to do it for Assassin's Creed 3, though. Thank you for joining the show. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. If you like what you saw, don't forget to hit the follow button. Episodo o suki dattara, channel o follow shite kudasai. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye, and have a great day.